Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back and it is time for another Starcraft 2 AlphaStar replay cast. Today, in the bottom left-hand side of the map, we have got none other than the star of these videos. It is the AlphaStar, playing Zerg. We're rocking that color red. And then in the top right-hand side of the map, we have got a Masters Protoss. Master P, Master Toss, whatever you want to call him. I'm going to be trying to dethrone AlphaStar. Now, I'd say one of the most lethal matchups that AlphaStar has really is its Protoss versus Zerg, and we're about to see the other side of that, a Protoss versus AlphaStar's Zerg. So it'll be exciting to see how this plays out. For now, though, AlphaStar is going to be going for an early pool, trying to cheese out its opponent. Immediately, the Protoss player goes for a pylon block, just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why isn't your hatchery up already? The probe goes on in and sees the explanation for that. And then the game is going to continue on. There's a gas starting up for AlphaStar. However, it wasn't like the fastest gas in the world. And then AlphaStar just takes the third base expansion, seeing as how there was indeed that pylon block. The Protoss player does spot the hatch, though, probably cancels the pylon. And then it's just going to have to worry or react to the lings that'll be coming across the map from the AI. Ladies and gentlemen, seeing as how there is indeed 6 lings being produced by AlphaStar, let's try and hit 6 likes on this video. If we could do that, it would be absolutely amazing. Alright, there's that Zealot being chrono boosted out by the Masters player, gonna have that ready in time. Interestingly enough, he does throw up a pylon to complete his wall, which is a little bit odd, I'll say. Maybe he's just gonna cancel that and then build something else there. I'm not sure if you usually use a pylon in this type of situation. However, as long as the Masters player can hold on till he gets out an Adept, preferably Chrono Boost out an Adept, which he does have the energy for, he should be fine to deal with this. And there we have it. The Adept is being Chrono Boosted out. The Zealot's just got to hold against AlphaStar's Lings. So far, the AI isn't actually just poking too far forward or back or anything like that. And that's a bit of a shame, I think. The AI sending its 12 Zerglings home already. By the way, the AI is just making more and more Lings, so gonna be going for a total flood, it would seem. This Adept, she could be in trouble. She pulls back to the wall, though. Does just cancel the shade and remains there. Meanwhile, a gateway's actually getting thrown up behind this to make this a completely solid wall. Perhaps the Masters player has sniffed this one out, even though he's a little bit unsure of what he sees. I mean, he sees more lings that have been made for AlphaStar. Now he should be in full-blown panic mode, saying, uh-oh, that is a lot of ling trouble heading my way. The lings of AlphaStar don't quite have speed yet, so the Adept will actually escape. Well, however, there's a lot more lings coming out, which are going to be getting used to try and crack the wall of the Masters player. There's one shield battery that's been made. It's a solid wall. However, there is just one Adept to shoot behind this. The wall is being expanded upon via that gateway, via that pylon. Another shield battery gets shown up. The Zealot's actually doing pretty good work tucked into this corner. The pylon falls. The lings, however, do not make it in. They could even be force-fielded, but they do not get force-fielded by the Masters player. And so far, this is looking pretty darn promising for the Masters Protoss. Okay, we take a look. There's a Robo now on the way for the Protoss player, so just going to have that as his follow-up. But with the solid wall, he should be more than okay. And just holding off a rush like this, you're generally in an incredible spot as the Protoss player. We've seen AlphaStar do some very good comebacks in the past, however, doing a comeback from this situation is not one I'm sure the AI will be able to pull off. Looks like the Masters player is getting out a Warp Prism, maybe going to be trying to put some counter pressure on AlphaStar. However, this is just off the back of 2 gateways, which is quite odd. We should be seeing some more gates or some more tech getting thrown up from the Masters player, as just going on a 2-gate Robo play is very, very unorthodox. The sentries, though, are going to load into the Prism, so AlphaStar is going to be taking on a quad sentry drop to counter the Massling play. I wonder what the player's going to do. He throws up 4 more gateways, but they won't really be done in time, so throws up a 5th gateway, because why not? But if we do take a look, I mean, the Prism's going to move across the map. The 4 sentries can unload. They can force field the ramp. But, I mean, he's just going to be able to warp in like 2 more units, since that's all he has is 2 gateways. The sentries do unload. Do they force field? Yes, they do. So the Masters player going to be going for this play. A couple of Adepts do indeed get warped in. The sentries are going to have to hold that ramp while the Lings get locked out. But the actual effectiveness of this is something I question. A few Lings actually snuck their way through. The sentries are getting saved in the Prism, however. This attack, while very creative, is not going to work out. And oh, the Prism almost dies for the Masters player. He's going to have to get that out of there. All the while, his 2 Adepts are going to be looking to try and grab a few drone kills if they can. So far, softening up a few. They do end up making it to that natural or 3rd base of AlphaStar. The natural on the 3rd base location, and will disrupt the economy of the Zerg a little bit more. However, all things considered, if we do take a look, I mean, AlphaStar is 2 bases heading towards the lair. Rather healthy saturation, and did just throw up a 3rd base, so the AI isn't in that terrible of a spot, I'll say. Definitely not a great spot. However, knowing AlphaStar, maybe the AI can pull this one out of its hat, since the Protoss player doesn't seem to have a clear plan. He still has no Twilight Council or anything like that. I mean, he's got the gateways, but he hasn't really done much else with them, so it makes me wonder what he's gonna do in order to try and get the win in this game. Looks like, for starters, he's going to shuttle some units over this wall, warp in some more sentries. He's going to be going for a mass sentry play with 1 immortal. Oh my gosh, this is just sentries for days. This guy loves his force fields, that's for sure. We see a few stalkers getting added in to add some firepower, which will be much needed, seeing as how now AlphaStar is just going ham on the roach production, making nothing but roaches off of 46 drones, which is honestly something that I think could go very, very well for the AI. AlphaStar may be planning a counterattack with the Lings. The sentry is going to be partially responsible for defending against that. However, AlphaStar will need to stop the attack coming its way, but I mean, 1 immortal, a bunch of sentries are good, but I think AlphaStar can actually hold this off depending on the positioning. There's 10 sentries for the Masters player. He's going to push in towards AlphaStar's 3rd base. In come the roaches. Now going to be looking to hit this position. A couple of force fields get tossed on down. So far, no major engagement just yet. The Lings of AlphaStar may be waiting for a surround, and here they come. The Stalkers doing what they can against the Roaches. Force fields getting tossed down. However, the Roaches are closing the distance on the Stalkers, on the Sentries. This attack is not looking promising for the Masters player. I think AlphaStar, despite the completely failed cheese, is going to be able to hold this one off and potentially just counterattack. I mean, the Masters player just had such an odd game plan. He recalls the Prism, but then he loses pretty much everything else and is now in a very tough spot. Playing Protoss without a Twilight Council, without Forges, and just a single Immortal seems quite odd. We see the Twilight and the Forge get thrown up now, but it's a little too late, I'd wager. And so this one is really looking promising for AlphaStar. The Roaches and Ravagers moving across the map. The supply is double of the AI's opponent. These Sentries, these Zealots, gonna toss down some force fields, but are gonna be in some very, very big trouble. A 3rd base wanted to be planned, but it's just not gonna happen. It's quarter past not happening. Yeah, looks like a very solid game from AlphaStar overall. Force field gets tossed down to try and hold the wall, but I mean, when the gateways, the Cybercore are getting killed off, you know you're in trouble as the Protoss player. All the force fields in the world won't really help him at this point. His 1 Immortal's doing what it can, but I mean, it's not even really being controlled properly. And AlphaStar is going to push forward, going to take another game. Looks like there's a bit of an adept counterattack from the Masters player, but there's no way he'll stop these Roaches and Ravagers. There's no Dark Shrine or anything on the way. Even if there was, there's an Overseer. These Adepts can kill all the drones, and the Masters player still will not win this game. GG gets called. Okie dokie, so here we are into the next game. This one is actually going to be the reversed matchup to what we just had. So in the top left, we have got a Diamond Zerg, going to be trying to take down Alpha T, Alpha Toss. And yeah, I just wonder if we're going to be seeing that build which the AI brings out so frequently in order to just destroy Zerg nerds. It's just the way it does. If AlphaStar really was made for any purpose, it's to destroy Zerg players with a few Adepts, a Prism, and then some DTs, as this build is just so lethal. When I have a bit more time to ladder, I'm definitely going to be trying it out, as it does seem to be a very strong build. I won't execute it near as well as AlphaStar when I do try it. However, the build is so enticing that it does make me want to try it. But this time, oh my god, is AlphaStar actually going to cannon rush? Oh my gosh. Yeah, a Forge is on the way for the AI. Wow. Have we seen AlphaStar cannon rush? Oh, is this gonna be it? Is this actually gonna be the AlphaStar cannon rush? Oh my gosh, yes, this is what I've wanted to see. Or is it just gonna be a total fake out? Don't be a tease, AlphaStar. The probe's going back. There is a second probe moving across the map, though. Oh, are we gonna see cannons? Do we have a cannon? Yes, we have one cannon. The probe's getting chased by this drone from the Diamond player. Pool's on the way. The third hatch has been taken. There's another cannon getting thrown down. AlphaStar as well is kind of derping around with its probe a little bit, but this is indeed an AlphaStar cannon fake out, I guess. I mean, this is quite interesting, cutting the Diamond Zerg off from his third base, or from his actual second base. Really quite bizarre. What's the AI gonna do? For now, it looks like just the fake out cannon rush into the Nexus. Okay, AlphaStar cannon rush. I'm gonna class this as it. I'm gonna class this one as it. AlphaStar going for a cannon opening. I'd like to see a few more cannons, but I feel like the AI isn't quite there as far as cannon rushes go. And oh my gosh, the Diamond player, what a legend. Gonna actually be countering the cannon rush of AlphaStar. Gonna be using a proxy hatchery to do so. So this game is entering the full shenanigans state. I didn't even see the scouting drone move out for the Diamond player, but there it is, turning into a hatchery. Now we see a few spines are on the way for the Diamond player. He will need a queen, though, if he wants to use spines to clean this up, as you gotta spread creep down so then you can move the spines down. And then he's also just focusing on the counterattack, so I'm really curious how this game's gonna work. The AI has identified the fact that there's the proxy hatchery, but it hasn't built a cannon or anything next to it to help shut it down. It's making a zealot, but not chrono boosting it out at the minute. It does have the energy, so we should see that zealot be chrono boosted out, because when you're a Protoss and there's a hatchery in your base, you do not want that getting established. The AI should really be panicking about this one, I feel. If we take a look, there's a Roach Warren about to finish up for the Diamond players. Same with the hatchery. This is going to be a perfect timing to produce some roaches that are going to give AlphaStar a lot of grief. I mean, a few roaches in the early game are incredibly hard to defend against. If you're a Protoss player and you don't have a lot of tech, it's like, oh, I got one or two stalkers, and you have to deal with a bunch of roaches. Now, one thing that does make me wonder a little bit is the commitment to queens on this side of the map for the Diamond player. He's focusing on a proxy hatch, but his priority really should be to get out as many roaches as he can, I feel, in order to deal with these units. This one roach is running away from the zealot till some support pops up for it. AlphaStar throws up a robo in range of the hatchery, but yeah, this first roach is actually going to be victim unless it turns into a ravager, which it is staying alive. The stalker is going to be getting pushed back. Good micro from AlphaStar, trying to focus down that roach, but hasn't got it yet. The first pylon's going to be under fire. The queen's going to be able to inject the hatchery. More roaches are going to be getting streamlined towards AlphaStar's base. We see another cannon building at the natural for the AI, but it doesn't seem to get that the hatchery is right here in its main base. One roach does get sectioned off from the Diamond player. The AI is chrono boosting out an observer, interestingly enough, making 2 more stalkers at a time, which will be quite notable as far as defending this goes, I must say, seeing as how stalkers at a certain mass against roaches can do pretty darn well. We see AlphaStar targeting down the roaches. The robo is the intended target for the Diamond player, but with this many stalkers, he's not going to be able to make this push keep happening. The Diamond Zerg is building a lair on the other side of the map right now. I feel like the Diamond player is stretching himself a little bit too thin, focusing on too many things right now. His hatchery is producing a few more roaches on AlphaStar's side of the map, but an Immortal is going to be on the way out. There was never even a creep tumor planted, not that it matters, as there's an observer. And so this hatchery has been held by AlphaStar. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The queen, she's going to die. A few more roaches pop out, but it's really just for them to die. Good micro from AlphaStar, pulling the injured stalkers back. We see some more drones on the way for the Diamond player, which I don't mind. I mean, AlphaStar definitely was disrupted by this. However, during this, the Diamond player really needed to clean up these cannons. He needed to get a third hatchery started. He's got the money for it, but we gotta see something that's gonna give him a chance in this game. I honestly thought that this could be something to catch AlphaStar off guard, but the AI did end up holding this cheese well enough. Is now getting up a Twilight Council, +1, happily on 2 bases as the Protoss, and maybe even gonna just be able to counterattack with this Prism, with the Immortal. We shall see indeed. The Diamond Zerg decides to throw up a third base, but he hasn't even cleaned up his actual natural base yet. So that seems kind of just like a waste. Spine Crawlers will move down to help out with this, however, while this is going on, the AI throws up its own third base. The Diamond player is not looking too good. He's got a lair, but he's not actually making any use of that lair tech yet. There hasn't been Roach Speed or anything like that just yet, no Spire, which is what I think we probably should be seeing, one of those techs anyway. The Diamond player is going to reposition his Spine, but we do see how he's expanding to the right side, which really isn't what we want to be seeing. AlphaStar behind this, getting up its third, getting up its +1. The charge, extra Immortals on the way, and the Diamond player is just not looking too hot this game. I mean, it's definitely not over by any means. There's always a chance that the AI is going to derp up a little bit. However, usually in this type of situation, the AI doesn't have much of a problem closing it out. We see the Diamond player just says, alright, hatcheries for days, is going to throw up a triple hatch, a macro hatch, one at where his natural base should be, which really is technically his 4th base, and then his 3rd base, which is at a 4th or 5th base location. Roach Speed does get started. We see an Evo does get thrown up. There's lots of lings on the production tab for the Diamond player, so at least he is still making a lot of units, which is good to see. If AlphaStar moves out for an attack, maybe he'll have a force to greet it. It's still not going to be easy, though, seeing as how the AI will have +1, is going to have charge, even Archons in the mix of it due to the Templar Archives. Right now we see a Prism was harassing a little bit, but is going to be getting pushed away by the Queen, so that's good for the Diamond player. However, right now, I do not have high hopes for the Diamond player. AlphaStar is going to be looking pretty darn good. We see a few drones getting made here for the Diamond player. However, he's going to need a little bit more than that, seeing as how the AI is now going to be moving across the map for an attack with these charge lots, with the Archons, with the Immortals. Going to be pushing towards the second natural base of the Diamond player. Yeah, it's the natural base, or the second base, not at its natural expansion. Anyway, we see the Diamond player fires up 14 drones. AlphaStar has warped in a bunch more units, is going to be going for a very big attack. In come the Zealots, Archons, and Immortals, going to be bullying the Zerg off his second base. The drones are running. The Spine is doing what it can. At least it's getting some value. However, if we take a look at the supply, the army really isn't there for the Diamond player. He's pulling drones, so he does understand how dire his situation is, but he's got, like, oh gosh, so many drones pulled into the fight, and it is not going to be good for them. The Roaches are doing what they can, but they're actually kind of just, like, attack moving. The force field's really messing them up. There's so much here for AlphaStar. GG gets called, and the AI takes the 2-0 for this video. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this match, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and yeah, I'll see you next time. This has been LaughNgamez.